Okay, welcome to how to install GoGo Loco 2023. Now this tutorial is probably going to work in 2024 as well, so the title might say 2024. So we're going to start right here in the Creator Companion. Now if you don't have the Creator Companion installed, you might want to install it. I'll link a video in the description to how to install this. And we're going to open an already created project. But all you have to do if you want to create a project is click here, create new project, and then you can click avatar up here, and then you just name it, and then you click create, and it creates a project. And then you're going to end up right here. It's going to open the project, so we're going to go to manage. This should open automatically, by the way, this window. But if it doesn't, you click manage. And then here you can see, oh, sorry, my microphone. Oh, here you can see all of the add-ons that are installed. These are installed by default, everything is installed right now, except for Gesture Manager. To install this, all you have to do is find it here, and then click on the plus sign. I got a lot of questions in my last video on how to install Gesture Manager, where to find it. It should be down here, and you just click on the plus sign. Now I also have Pumpkin tools installed. You don't need to care about that. That's just a tool to like make stuff into Quest easier and stuff like that, to pull stuff into Unity after like putting the FBX into Blender and then getting it back and forth without having to put on like all the materials by yourself. So we're just gonna wait for this to open right now, and then I'll see you right there. Okay, now we are inside of the Unity project. Now in here, you're not gonna see an avatar obviously if you don't have it imported, but import the avatar, let it all load up, and then you click on open scene here. Like the scene, okay, so the scene can be pretty much anywhere in the folder depending on the creator, but it should be out here. If you can't really see the scene, then you click on this thing, by the way. Then you go all the way down into scene, you click there, and then you see a bunch of different scenes here. Now you click on assets here. If it doesn't already have like in assets, it should have in assets selected. And then you look for one that says open me. That's usually what they call it, or they call it the avatar's name. So you click on that one to open the scene. This right here is the hierarchy. Here is where the scene will be. So if we click on the avatar up here, you can see stuff in the inspector on the right. And this is what we are going to be changing some stuff in here. So we're going to be changing this part, the playable layers. Now let's go back here. Let's delete that search thing. You see we have GoGo here already in here. I'm just going to delete that. And then I'm going to pull up the GoGo Loco here that I've downloaded, GoGo Loco 1.8.2. If you have one that's much newer and that is different, that doesn't work, then like if you get a lot of errors, that might be the reason, because you're not using the exact one that I'm using in the tutorial. So let's open this. Then we click import. Then we wait for it to import. It shouldn't be that long. There you go, took like a second. Then right here, you should see GoGo in the asset part in the project tab. Now there's a console tab. You just click on the project tab if you happen to have the console tab open. Now we open GoGo here, and you see a bunch of different things. We don't really care about most of them. These are just files that are needed for GoGo to work. We wonder how they're called. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. I'm a bit tired. We click here on the Lyra Final. Okay, sorry, just the avatar name. Mine is called Lyra Final. You just click on the avatar name. And then here on playable layers in the inspector, you should see a bunch of stuff like base, additive, gesture, action. Now, some avatars might already have an action bar. I don't think you necessarily need the action bar for it to work. But if you get a bunch of different like glitches, I'll show you how to fix that. So we'll have the FX layer. We don't need to care about that one. But keep in mind that if you have two FX layers here, which happens to some people, because some avatar creators, they use a program that just changes this name here to FX as well, and then it puts an FX layer in there as well. Now, you only need one of these. So what you want to do then is look at what the name is here, look at the exact name. You can also click on it if you want, and when you click on it, it should open it in the project file. So you see it right here. Now we click reset to default. Then you click OK. Then you click customize here to open them up. And now we have nothing here anymore. Now don't panic. All you have to do is click here, FX. Then you click on the little plus sign here, or you can drag the one that we opened here in the project. So I'm just going to drag this one here. But if you just looked at the name, you can click here and then you can search for the name. You can just be like, oh, mine was called FX Lira. So I'm just going to go FX Lira and then there it is. And you click on it. So now we have the FX file back in the actual FX tab. So what we want to do now is we want to open up the animator up here. And we want to have the FX layer selected. And then double click on it. If it doesn't open up here, then you have it open here. Now we should see all of these things here. All of them should be here. These are the tabs. Sorry, not tabs, toggles. These are the different toggles. Now you should see left hand and right hand here. You click on them, and then on these things here, you should be able to click on any of these. And then on the right, on inspector, it should have right default, either unticked or ticked. Now, if it is ticked, then you want to use the right default GoGo Loco. If it's unticked, you want to use the non-right default GoGo Loco. If you use the wrong one, what can happen is that your feet will float up into the air and your body will just stay still when you try to use the toggles for the GoGo Loco. So we're going to go back here now. And now we're going to add GoGo Loco after going through that stuff. So what we're going to start out with is we're going to select Lira Final here. We're going to click on GoGo Loco, and then WD. Since we have right default on the hands, we're going to use the right default ones. If you don't have right default, use these ones. So I'm going to right default. Now we click here to select the actual avatar again in the hierarchy. And now we're going to click on the action, the additive, and the base. Also the sitting one. But the sitting one sometimes gets untapped when you don't click anything on it. So we're going to drag the GoGo Loco additive here to the additive one. Then the action to the action. Then the sitting one to the sitting one. And then the base, there it is, to the base one. So now we have all the stuff the GoGo Loco is going to need here. What we're going to do now is we're going to scroll down a little bit because now we need to add the parameters. Now you can do this manually if you really want to, but you don't have to. So I'm just going to show you, if you want to do it manually, then you want to go in, let's see here, we're going to go to demo, I think. No, it's not demo, sorry. It's kind of hard to find it because it kind of moves around a little bit. Main menu, there it is. Main menu inside of the GoGo Loco one. Then we're going to see Go All Parameters. Here we're going to click on this one. And you're going to see all of these here. We're going to add all of these to our character, to the parameters of our character. Now, if you want to do this manually, keep in mind, it's capital sensitive. So you have to do caps where it's caps and lowercase where it's lowercase. Now, if you want to do this manually, you want to take a screenshot of this. Usually, because that's the easiest way to do it. Take a screenshot, then just write all of these exactly in the parameters as they are. And make sure you get the type correct, the default value, the saved value, and the synced value properly. Now, if you get some weird bugs in the game, that you're floating or stuff isn't working, you're kind of flying around in weird ways, or the toggles aren't actually working at all, or they start out when you load in the avatar, then one of these are probably ticked wrong, and you need to change them and make sure that you have them correctly. So if you want to do this manually, take a screenshot of this, then you click on your character. You scroll all the way down here, down to expressions. Now here you should see parameters. On this one, doesn't matter what name this one has, by the way. You just double click on it. And here we have the parameters. It also opens it up in the project file, by the way. Here we have all of the parameters. So first off, make sure you have enough memory. You need 16 memory to be able to add GoGo Loco. Then after that, we already have them here, by the way, because I added them before. But you want to write them manually. You just click up here, click add, and then it's going to duplicate the bottom one, and then you just write the correct one. So let's say we want to add this one, the puppet one. Then we would just write go / puppet. There you go. And then it's the X one. So let's just do the X one. There you go. Now we don't need to do that because we already have it. So we're going to delete that one. And to delete that one, I try to use the delete key. You select it first, and then you click up here to delete it. Now you don't need to do that, by the way. I just need to delete that one because it's a duplicate. Now, let's go back to the parameters, because if you don't want to write it manually, you don't have to. But if you don't want to write it manually, then you have to make sure that you have, which one is it? It's AV Avatars 3.0 Manager. You want to make sure you have that one. And if you don't have it installed, then all you have to do is click down here, find it down here, because it should be down here. Then click on the plus sign to install it in the project place, in the Creator Companion. And then it gets installed automatically when you enter the window. Then what you want to do is you want to click up here at VR Labs. Click on Avatar 3.0 Manager. Then you see non-VRchat Avatar the script up here. You want to drag in the avatar. Then bam, click on these 3 lines here. Then scroll down. And all the way at the bottom, it says copy parameters. So now what we want to do is we want to go into GoGo Loco. Make sure you select main menu here. And then go all parameters. Drag this one here. Then click copy parameters. Now, once you've clicked that, it should add all of the parameters from this one to this one. And it should just all work. Now, I'm not going to click this because I already have them added. But it should be fine. It says here additional cost because like, okay, I can click here. It's not going to add anything because I already have them added. I'm going to click X here. You can close that one out. Now we're going to add it to the menu. Now, a lot of people, they mess up here, especially the people that make tutorials. They use to delete the menu, which you don't want to do. You don't want to delete the menu or the parameters here, and you don't want to like replace them with anything. Now, if you have nothing here, you can just drag these in here. If you have nothing on here, but you should have stuff here. Now, we go into the menu. So we're going to double click on this part. Now you see here are the actual menus or the toggles, depending on how the avatar is made. We're going to click add control. We're going to name this. You can name it GoGo Loco. I'm going to name it GoGo Goosey Mode. Now we click on submenu in the type. After that, you see your submenu. We click on the plus sign. And then we write go. And we should see go all menu here. Click on that one. And then bam, you have GoGo Loco. Now, if you install Gesture Manager in here, which it should be here. If it's not, then you gotta Google it and find the actual GitHub page for it. But it should be here. Just click the plus sign, add it. And then in here, we can click on, where is it? Is it Tools? Yeah, Tools, and then Gesture Manager Emulator. And it adds it to the scene. Now I already have one, so I'm going to delete this one that we just added. You click on it once, then you click play. Now what this is going to allow you to do is check your toggles to make sure that they're working on the avatar before actually going into game. So for here, we see the avatar is standing up now. We have the toggles here on the right, the radial menu. We click here, we click GoGo Goosey Mode. Then we click on this one. Then we click on any of these GoGo Loco toggles. So this one. There you go. She's sitting down now. This one, she has her legs crossed. Now it's clipping because there's the skirt is moving. It has its own bones, so it's going to be clipping when you cross the legs. Then it's like this. All of these are working. Even the height is working. Yep. The height is working fine. Now even this is working. Yep. Now GoGo Loco added recently this plus sign. So with new poses. So you have this one, that one, this one. All of these are working. Everything is working perfectly as it should. You click on this one to reset it. And that's it. GoGo Loco is working now. Now I'm going to go through some stuff. Like if it works by this point in the video, you can just close it out. Like it's fine. But if you're having some bugs, then there's one specific bug that I know that some people are going to have because they're going to type it in manually. So I'm just going to sign in on the VRchat SDK real quick, and I'm going to show you one of the bugs. Okay, so I've signed in right now. We're going to click on the builder, and you should see the actual avatar up here. Select avatar, and it should have the right one selected. Now, here on validations, this is where some people experience some bugs. Now, if you typed in the parameters manually, what's going to happen then is you might see VRchat EX parameter cannot be found or whatever. So we're going to click back here to inspector. We're going to go here and let's say that go float. Let's say I wrote this one with a small g instead. This is why, oh, I have caps on, sorry. This is why I said it's capital sensitive, because it has to be the exact same letter in lowercase and uppercase as it is in the actual animator up here. On the, no, it's not here, it's the other parameter, sorry, of the actual GoGo Loco for it to work properly for the menu, sorry. Because if it's not the same one on the menu, then it just doesn't work, obviously. So I changed that one out to a lowercase. Now we go here and whoops, look here. VRchat expressions menu used a parameter that is not defined. Now, if you get this one, you'll see right here which parameter it is that isn't correct. So you see this one, go/float is missing. We can't find it from the menu. So what that means is that if I were to go into the actual avatar again, I go into menu, and then I go into GoGo Loco. This is the one, I didn't see it at first. Parameter not found in the active VRchat descriptor. So it's looking for this one, but it can't find it because we wrote it wrong. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into here. We're gonna find the actual one that it said was missing. So we look here like blah, blah. Oh, here GoGo Loco. Oh, I wrote it with a small g. Let's fix that and write it with a big G. And if you can't find the one that it's looking for, just add it here and it should be fine. Make sure you get the correct type though, from the actual parameters I showed you in the beginning of the video. The type, the default, saved, and synced value. Make sure that those are all correct or you might get some weird bugs. Now that we've changed that back, wow, now it works. We can just upload it. Build and publish, and it's fine. Now, something to keep in mind as well. I think I said this before, but you don't want to delete this at all whatsoever. None of these, because then if we delete these, then we don't have any toggles anymore. If we replace them with GoGo Loco, then we only have GoGo Loco on our avatar, and it just doesn't work out. Now, there's one quick thing I'm going to go for as well, because I know there's going to be some people who have this bug. This is a really common bug. Okay. The prefab ID error. So down here, you can see different errors and stuff like that. This one was just before. Doesn't matter too much. We can clear this one. But you might get prefab ID error. Now that happens when usually there's a script or something that your avatar is trying to use that doesn't actually exist in here in the asset folder or the project panel at all whatsoever. So let's say that we do create here, right? We create a C# script. We write potato. And then let's say I have here, we click on add component. Let's say we want to add a new script. Actually, you know what? We can just pull this one in. There you go. Now we have this script here, right? Now if I click upload, it's going to upload avatar, no problem whatsoever. But if I am to delete this, now I don't remember which one we clicked on here. Now, after deleting that, we have the same object here where we added the script before. And now it says missing mono script. Now, what this is going to do is if we go here and we try and build it, it's going to give us a prefab ID error. Yeah, here, failed to build, check logs for details. VRchat SDK panel, control panel, build, move next, VRchat SDK, blah, blah, avatar build. Doesn't work. Doesn't want to build it at all. It might be a different error now because they've updated it, but you used to get just a prefab ID error and you used to create like a copy of the avatar essentially. Now let's go back to the actual one where we added the script. All you have to do if you get a prefab ID error is find which one here out of all of these, by the way, inside the armature too. So you right click on this one and then you click select children. And then you have to go through all of these. And you can do this with the up and down keys on your keyboard. And you need to find one that has a script that is missing. So this one has Fishbones, but if Fishbones wasn't here, it should say missing script. You find the one with missing scripts, and then you click on the three dots here, and you click remove component. Now, we added one before. So we're just gonna click here on, there you go, the laundry brown one. Then we click delete. Remove, we click on three dots, then remove component. And now after that, there you go, dismiss, sorry. Now you can click on build, and it's going to work perfectly fine. It's going to upload avatar and everything. And that's it, guys. That's the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. The avatar in this video is up on my Gumroad, by the way, if you like it. Thank you guys for watching. If it helped you, like the video. Show it to your friends if they need help with GoGo Loco. Write a comment and subscribe if you like these videos. I'm going to be posting a video series of me making a very, very simple avatar for people who want to get started. And so subscribe if you want to see that. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Dos Menos Muertos.